camera is not cooperating with me. Like I was saying, which you probably missed it because my camera shut down, we are going to start RVing as soon as we get an RV. I'm even thinking about retiring a little bit early. I get widow's benefits right now, and I will probably continue to get them until I retire. So I've got a little bit of income coming in, and I'm always open for other ideas of making income out on the road when we get out, start RVing. The only problem is David doesn't want to let the house go. We have animals, as I don't know if I mentioned that. We have 4 parrots and a parakeet right now, 3 inside dogs, and we have chickens and quail outside, and 1 outside dog in the kennels. You know, as time goes, things will slow down a little bit, but and our animals will fluctuate either down or up. But he doesn't want to let go of the animals. He definitely doesn't want to let go of the homestead, or his home that he's lived in all of his adult life, just about. And he raised his kids in it and stuff. And I'm like, I don't want him to do that either, but to me, that is a tie. And it's wearing him down. We're paying taxes on it. We're paying homeowners insurance. And it needs maintenance. And it's going to need more maintenance. So I'm just at this point, I don't know. You know, I know he won't let it go. So we'll just have to see how things go. We are wanting to get an RV. Or I want to get an RV, and I've almost got him talked into it. I found one that I really like, and that we can get reasonably. It's used, of course, and it's just getting him into the same, or talking him into doing it. I guess that's all it boils down to me, trying to convince him that this is what we should do. We are not married. Not yet. We are engaged, and I love him very dearly, and I want to spend the rest of my life with him. But I also want to travel, so he has conceded that he will do that for me, but it's just he's not going to let go of his home. So we've got to work out the logistics of everything, and you know, what we're going to have to pay on the house and do on the house. The house is paid for. So, like I said, all we've got left right now is taxes and homeowners to pay on it. So that's something we're going to have to keep an eye on. And then also our expenses out on the road. We really are looking, well, I'm looking at a Lazy Days. I think that'll be big enough for he and I. I want a definite bed, solid bed, and I want a shower, and I want a kitchen that I can cook in, an oven so I can bake and things like that, because I enjoy doing that. And for out on the road, I'll probably do more of that. And it's got to have room for the 3 dogs that are inside, or at least 2 of them. I don't know, maybe probably 3, all 3 of them. Right now we got Winston, that's my little Yorkie. I've had him since I was with my husband. He was with me through everything after I lost my husband, and he helped me get through everything. Then David, he had a dog when I met him. That's Tig. Tig is a lovable little boy. He's big. He's a lot bigger than Winston, but he's not a real big dog. He's kind of like a medium-sized dog. And then he just bought him a new bird dog, and that's a bigger dog. He's 5 months old and already towers over Tig. So, and I'm definitely much bigger than Winston. Winston don't want anything to do with him really, because he's kind of hyper and he wants to play all the time, and he's rough. And Winston's just a little fella. He don't want nothing to do with him. Winston's 4 pounds, and as David says, that's dripping wet. So we'll see. But that's the 3 that we will probably bring along with us. I definitely want Tig and Winston. Haas, we're going to have to get him calmed down a little bit. Maybe in 2 years he'll calm down a little bit before we decide to take off. Because I'm giving us 2 years to get everything settled and get everything going. I'm planning on working my job if I can till I retire. And if that entails us just going a couple weeks here and there in the years that I'm still working, then we'll do that. But I'm hoping that I can hang it all up in a couple years. And if I can, maybe do my job out on the road, because most of my job is done electronically. I don't do a lot of one-on-one kind of things. I do a lot of phone and computer work. So I do have files that I have to keep up with, but that's something else I'll have to think about. But you know, if worse comes to worse, I'll find a little job that I can do for a virtual administrative assistant or something like that, where I can do that. So that's it. But that's what I'm looking at. I'm making plans. I do want to have enough solar to keep all of our electronics going and lights on at night, and run the TV. I want to get an extra generator. I want to look at the Honda ones, because those seem to be quieter, where I won't bother anybody else with it. So that'll run the air conditioning and the heater if I need to do that. I am going to look at getting one of the little buddy heaters to put in the motorhome for backup, and go from that way. Once we get it, once we get the home, I'm going to start refurbishing it. So I will reupholster a lot of things. My son and his fiance have an upholstery business, and I'm just going to help them help me reupholster all the things that need to be reupholstered in it. And I'm going to make drapes so that they will be insulating type drapes. So that's what I'm planning on doing, or either buy them, whichever one comes out to be less expensive. I don't want to put a lot into the curtains, but I want to have good curtains. And then we're going to go from there. But we definitely planning on solar, and we're definitely planning on going ahead. Right now we're thinking about, instead of paying for the internet at the house, we're thinking about getting our own little hotspot at the house and get that part of it out of the way. Then we'll get the antennas and everything as we need to accommodate that internet in the RV. So I'm going to start doing some research on that, so we can get that started home and hang up our internet provider at this point, and see if we can't get a hot spot and work on that. It may be a little bit more expensive, but I'm hoping that we'll get a little bit better internet, because right now we're with AT&T and I'm not very happy with it. I spend right at $100 a month for just internet alone, and it's not any good. I mean, it's a slow process. When I start uploading videos, it takes hours, and sometimes I have to leave it going all night long just to get it all uploaded. So that's one thing, and I'm not going to pay him more to get a faster speed. I'm just not. So I figured I'd just get a hotspot, and then we'd have it, and all we'd have to do is put it in the motorhome when we went. So that's our plan. As you can see, I have a long drive home, and but it's a nice, quiet drive. It's not trafficy and not crazy. So that's what I'm doing. I'm heading home. I got the dry mouth like crazy. So water and leaf. I used to live in Mooresville. Mooresville, North Carolina is also called Ray City, USA. when I moved to Mooresville, I moved out of Charlotte, and I wanted to try to get my kids into better school systems, and the Mooresville City schools were the best schools in the state at the time. So I moved to Mooresville, and I would commute back and forth to Charlotte every day because I worked for Consolidated Freightways at the time, and that was in Charlotte. And my kids, when we moved to Mooresville, though, my kids went to the schools there. It was a little hard for them to adjust because they were going to Mecklenburg County schools, and they weren't as good as Mooresville City. So they were a little bit behind, so they had to catch up. And they did okay. When we moved there too, there was nothing big. It was a small little town. It had belts downtown, downtown Main Street, and Main Street's just a couple lights, or it was. And there was, little things. There was a little bitty Walmart and a little bitty Roses. There was a couple banks and a couple restaurants, and it was just a nice little town. And I enjoyed living there. We lived there until all of my kids were out of school except for my youngest. And she was, there's 11 years difference between my middle daughter and my youngest daughter. And she was probably about 12, 13, and I was homeschooling her about that time. So, and at that time we decided to move to Virginia because my husband had been sick. And we moved to Virginia, and I homeschooled my daughter there. I finished up my master's degree there. I worked a full-time job there, and I worked a part-time job. So I was kind of busy, but I had to make sure that my daughter had a decent home, and we had what we needed. My husband, at the time, he had what they called CNS vasculitis. He was disabled. He was having little mini strokes, and he couldn't drive. He used to be a truck driver, and he was a truck driver for almost 40 years. And he just couldn't drive anymore, and so they took him, gave him disability. It didn't take him long to get his disability at all. He got sick, had disability within a couple weeks. He started getting better. We came back to North Carolina. My family's all here in North Carolina. His family was in Virginia, and he had a son that was up there and a daughter that lived up there at the time. So we were up there for that. When we got back, though, we ended up settling in Statesville, North Carolina, instead of Mooresville, because Mooresville had grew up a good bit when we left, before we left, but by the time we got back, it was even worse. It's a boom town because of the race teams that are there. So I kept homeschooling my daughter, and we moved to Statesville, and she's through with school. She's 26 now. My middle daughter is 38, 39. I want to say she's going to be 39, her birthday this year. And that's in October. And my son will be 41 on his birthday in July. My oldest grandson just graduated from high school last weekend. I'm proud of Austin. He's done real well. And he let David, he had David be his mentor for his project, his senior project. David is a trapper and a district director for North Carolina for the Trapper Association, and he's got his own wildlife business as well, wildlife control business. So my grandson did his project on interaction of wildlife and humans, and predominantly talking about coyotes and things like that. And David is an awesome coyote trapper. He is just awesome. And my front end just shimmies, and we've had it into the shop I don't know how many times, but I don't know. They'll figure it out. Sooner or later, I'm not going to worry about it. I just go back and forth to work. But anyways, he mentored my grandson, and Austin would come and go out on the trap line with him he had to spend, I think, 10, 15 hours with him. And then David had to sign off on his project, and then he had to put a presentation together and present it for a senior project. So he took pictures, we give him all kinds of stuff that we had. I had done a presentation on trapping at one time too, and so I give him all that stuff. So he had a bunch of stuff that that would help him. So he did real well, and he graduated. So he's going to college, I guess. I'm hoping that he'll take a little time and travel if he can. Get out and do the boondocking and the nomad kind of life for a little while. I think that would be something that would make him happy for a little while and show him the world. I mean, the United States anyways, at least, and Canada and Mexico. I just think he needs to get out and see things and live life a little bit before doing whatever he's going to do as far as settling down, having a family. I don't know whether he should do that before college or after college. I really don't. And I just want the best for him, whatever he decides to do. And he may not even go that route. My family pretty much has been very conservative over the years, so nobody has ever thought of taking it off on the road and do anything but me. And I wished I'd thought of it 5 years ago when my husband passed away, because I would have done it then. I didn't have a job, didn't have any money. I would have figured it out as I went, though. I mean, I had this old car, and I'm still driving this old Honda. It's a 2001 Honda CRV. It's paid for. I don't owe anybody for it, and it gets me from point A to point B quite well. Needs a few things done to it, and we'll get it done. We've been putting it in and getting things done to it here and there. I find that some mechanics do shoddy work, and that's what I've run into. I had to have a motor, one of my windows are electric, so I had to have a motor replaced in one of the doors. When they did it, they messed up my lock, so now I can't lock all my doors with my key lock. So it's like I am a little frustrated that I can't do that. And at the same time, the same company was supposed to replace my catalytic converter one time, and I just had to replace it again just not too long ago. So I don't know if they really replaced it or not. So we'll just pray for them and hope that they get it together. But we don't go to them anymore. We've changed and take our vehicles somewhere else. David drives, oh gosh, I don't even know what year his is. 90-something Ford Ranger. And it's got almost 600,000 miles on it, but he has maintained it quite well. We just had to have the transmission rebuilt on, and it's a 4x4, and it's a straight drive, not an automatic, but it's a 4x4. He needs that for when he goes trapping, because a lot of the areas that he traps is very rural and muddy when it rains, and it's on farms, and I've been with him quite a lot because I did all the videos that are on here on YouTube for him. I wasn't working then. That's what happens when you get over 50 and you don't have a job, and it's hard to keep a job after 50 for some reason. I don't know what it is, but I just turned 60 in March, and that gave me the opportunity to collect my widow's benefits, and that will start in July. I went and applied for it in January, believe it or not, and they told me it'd be June when I get it, and then I just got a letter the other day said it's going to be July. So July I'll get my first check for my widow's benefits, which is pretty neat. I could have used it 5 years ago when my husband passed away, but that's another story. I was telling you about my husband and how he had been sick. Well, we thought he was doing really well. He was not on the medication anymore to control the CNS vasculitis. But what happened was we were out on the lake one time with the kids, and of course, like I said, our kids are pretty much grown. We were out on the lake with them and on a pontoon boat, and we come back in, and we decided we'd all go to Pizza Hut and have pizza, and all of us would have something for dinner. He sat there and he shivered. I mean, just shaking in his chair, shivering. I got him home. He took a hot shower, got in the bed, covered up. He started running a fever. So I made an appointment for him at the doctor, and I told him, I said, you go to the doctor. I said, I've already called him. I was working still at that point. I said, you take and go to the doctor today. And I said, make sure you go. So I called the doctor back, and I said, he's supposed to be there, so you let me know if he's not, because the doctor knew me. So I said, okay, we go. So I get home from work at night, and I'm starting dinner. I mean, I was frying pork chops and making gravy and mashed potatoes and stuff that night. I'm pretty sure that's what I was working on. And the doctor called, and my daughter said, Mom, the doctor's on the phone. I said, okay. So because she was living with us at the time, and she had 2 kids that were living with us too at the time, my youngest daughter. So I said, okay, well, let me talk to him. So I talked to the doctor, and he said, Carrie, you get him to the hospital right now. If he does not get to the hospital by the end of this night, he will die. So I'm calling him on his cell phone. I said, meet me at the hospital. I turned everything off and left it on the stove and took off. And took him to the hospital. And they put him in. They give him 4 units of blood that night. And started running tests. He got sick while he was in the hospital. Because he was already sick, but he started vomiting and stuff. And he ended up vomiting on me. And it was horrible. It was just horrible. But I stayed with him night and day there until I went home and showered, and I come back. But that's all I did. And it was over Labor Day weekend, and at the end of Labor Day weekend on Monday, the oncologist come in and talked to us, and she told us that he had leukemia, and she was setting him up to go to Baptist Hospital in Winston-Salem, and he would have to be there for 6 to 8 weeks for his first initial treatments. So I let all the kids know, and it was like somebody had just hit you in the chest, and you just lost breath. And I'm sorry, I still get a little emotional about it. I was with him for almost 25 years. And so he decided he didn't want to be transported. So he got in the car, and I was going to take him, and we went by the house first because my grandchildren wanted to see him before he went, and this, that, and the other. So we went by the house, and ended up going up there, and they put him in the hospital at that point and started everything. Well, at the time, I was teaching for Gardner-Webb University part-time in their business program. I was working a full-time job, and I just give up 2 other part-time jobs, thank God. So what I did, I would go to work. If I had to teach, I'd teach that class, and then I'd go to the hospital and visit him. And then I'd go home and get ready for work again. And it just started all over. If I didn't teach, I could go to the hospital and spend a little more time with him. I spent the whole weekends with him, and he fought it for several years. The last year that he was sick, that was 2010, I lost my job. They said I wasn't doing my job and keeping it caught up, so I lost it. But I cried for a week. I give myself a bleeding ulcer, all those wonderful things. But I decided the Lord did this for a reason. It gave me a year with him, and I was with him at the hospital full time. I mean, I'd sleep in the room with him. I'd get up in the morning, make sure he had something to eat. I'd make sure every meal he had something to eat, and he ate. I'd wash our clothes there. I did it all. And the only time we went home was when he went home, and he got used to that. A week before he passed away, no, it was a couple weeks probably, he started having some problems, and they were having people come in the middle of the night trying to get more oxygen in him, and this, that, and the other. He ended up having fungal pneumonia too. And I got sick myself. I started hurting real bad, and I couldn't figure out why I was hurting so bad. And then I got blisters. I had shingles. So they sent me home. I couldn't stay on the oncology floor with shingles. So I went home. I went to the doctor I left that day to go to the doctor, and I got all the medication, the antifungal stuff, and the pain medication, because I was in so much pain. And I stayed home. And he would call me, begging me to come back to the hospital. He begged me to come back to the hospital, cried on the phone. And I kept telling him, I can't come to the hospital right now. I said, I can't, because they won't let me on that floor. I've got shingles. And he couldn't understand that. Well, Tuesday the next week, I was still on the medication. I had to take it till the end, and I had 5 more days to take it. Tuesday, the doctor called me, and he said, Carrie, he said, you need to come back up to the hospital, wear long sleeves. He asked me where I was in my treatment, and I told him, he said, well, just wear long sleeves.